It was time to engage in a moral strategy that would shine the light on this extreme ideological, regressive movement that's happening in our General Assembly, and to stop it before it spreads even worse across the South, because North Carolina has been known kind of a progressive state.
Yeah.
So when North Carolina goes backwards, it rains despair on the rest of the South.
That was North Carolina NAACP President Reverend William Barber talking about the rollback of the state's progressive policies by its Republican-led leadership. At the heart of North Carolina's progressivism and in the crosshairs of the state's legislature is public education. This week in the American Prospect, Chris Crum, executive director for the Institute for Southern Studies, detailed the plan to undermine North Carolina's public education system, writing, quote, "Last session, cuts to schools eliminated more than 4,300 teaching jobs. This time, one Republican bill would shift $90 million of public school funding to private schools through vouchers. Another would eliminate teacher tenure. A proposal to shutter at least one UNC campus is on hold following a public outcry." Joining us from Raleigh, North Carolina, is someone from the other side of that legislative aisle, Representative Garland Pierce, a Democratic state representative, and also chairman of the North Carolina Legislative Black Caucus. Nice to have you.
Good morning. Glad to be here.
So Representative Pierce, do the Republicans have a mandate for these kinds of cuts in education?
They are really working hard at ensuring that we take our state backwards in terms of education and providing, as you said, on your vouchers for those who are trying to go a different direction. And what they want to do is bankrupt public education as we know it. So we're very disappointed with the direction that they're headed at the present time.
Now, Representative Pierce, I want to ask you a tough question because I was there. You and I had a chance to meet one another in the State House.
Yes.
We talked a bit. And here's the question I have for you. What is going on with the Democratic Party? I mean, as I look at the battle lines, it looks like a Republican Party that is, as Reverend Barber said, raining down despair. You've got this Moral Mondays movement. But then the Democrats in the State House, I want to know, what are you proposing? What are you guys pushing forward? How are you resisting from the inside while the Moral Mondays is resisting from the outside?
Well, we're making every attempt to keep our members on task to speak when we have the opportunity. We are legislators, and there are opportunities. There are times when we have opportunities on the floor to continue to pound on them about the legislation that's going forth, the things that they're trying to take out to destroy people in North Carolina. We have opportunities to discuss that, and I think we do a good job when we have those opportunities. So people talk about us not being in the majority. We only have a small number, but I think we've been vocal and vigilant, and we'll continue to speak out where we can to discuss those issues. And a lot of the public is not well aware of what's going on in Raleigh. We've been doing our tasks. I mean, we stay focused with our message, taking it out to the public. So we're trying to do that, keep the public aware of what's going on.
Judith, I want to bring you in here because the Advancement Project has really been at the forefront. This is the local NAACP, but the national arm, Judith, has really been the work that you all are doing to support this local effort. University of North Carolina, one of the oldest state systems in the country, the really high-quality public education in the state, and then these massive cuts. Is this where you end up with an interracial coalition that says, hey, too far?
I mean, I think it's all of the things that they're trying to do. I mean, this is like their agenda on steroids, right? It's like they feel like they have to get it all done very quickly, right? Before another presidential election comes up, right? And so the idea is if they can get rid of all of the safety net for working families, if they can get rid of educational opportunities, if they can keep money in their own pockets, then they've got nirvana, right? But they have a problem. The people are speaking up. And the reason we have a multiracial coalition in this, I mean, first of all, Reverend Barber has just been visionary about this movement. And the fact that you can get a multiracial coalition is because people understand the message. The message of using the moral framework of both the Constitution and the Bible coming together. We often don't see these kinds of, white folks, we say sometimes poor white folks vote against their economic interests. Well, guess what? They have decided to wake up and join in the party.
Hold on for me real quick, Representative Pierce and Judith Brown-Downs, for just one moment. We're going to have much, much more on Moral Mondays. But for a moment, we need to go live to Newark, New Jersey. There's some developing news.